Maybe if they made Paternax a bad guy. However, since it does make sense, he might be a reformed murderer, but he still killed many people thousands of years ago. I mean, yeah, he killed many people thousands of years ago, but we are killing people today. However, like, we just killed Paternax today, if you do it. Anyway. That's one of my few complaints with Skyrim. Is that you can't call Delphine an idiot for telling you to kill Paternax. That should be there. However, I don't think Paternax is one of the 11, and they do respawn so it never ends. Oh, fascinating. Okay. So you kill Paternax first, and then after you kill Paternax, they start telling you to kill respawning dragons. Well, maybe, however, that's the endgame that I was looking for. Maybe that's what I've been looking for the whole time. And I have to kill Paternax to get it. I guess Paternax dies this time, however. This playthrough, Paternax dies. So I can have my endgame. Sometimes you have to pay a price for video games. And by pay a price, I mean kill Paternax. I guess I don't pay a price, Paternax pays the price. Oh, there's a cave down there. Maybe that's how Delphine should have convinced me to kill Paternax. If you kill Paternax, then Skyrim has a really great endgame where you just keep killing dragons and be rewarded for it. Have you run out of things to do in the game? And maybe like... maybe they figure it's only the completionists who would do it. Like a completionist would just kill Paternax because the game tells them to. And those are the people who deserve to have the late game content. I don't know, it's kind of messed up. Because Pathnex doesn't... Pathnex doesn't give you any endgame quests. It just sits there on the mountain. And it's just that, mostly it's that none of the repeatable stuff in the endgame is particularly challenging. So there's not much entertainment value. I'm gonna look it up. Find some endgame mods for Skyrim, see how it works out. The dragons do have different colors, different abilities, different shouts, but you defeat them all in the same way pretty much. You don't need to do anything different. I didn't mean to do that. The station is right there. Let's try and finish punching this out before the end of the day. Hava says, yeah, it would be nice if the dragons were randomly immune to various things like regular damage or fire, etc. Yeah. Much more interesting. And imagine like there was gameplay involved, like you have to scout them out and then plan your approach depending on what their, you know, strengths and weaknesses are. Though that could be even more annoying than what happened on my recent playthrough. Modded house had a legendary dragon spawn every other time I left the house. I mean, it just wants to visit your house, Hava. Just wants to be friends. There are some pretty whack glitches though. One of my saves, there was a dragon in Winterhold. That the corpse just never disappeared, like the corpse just stayed there. So every time you go to Winterhold, a dead dragon just kind of falls from the sky and lands right in the middle of the college. It just never despawns. There are bugs. Okay, that's the other complaint I have about Skyrim. The bugs. At least that one's kind of funny. One, two, three. Alpha says there's a mod that fixes most of the bugs. Yeah. I just wish Bethesda would do it, and not have to rely on modders to do it. But I guess you reach a point where it's not cost effective anymore. Yeah, the unofficial Skyrim patch. Because if they have to spend developer hours, programmer hours, on something that's not gonna make them any money, it's kinda like they kinda can't afford it. Unfortunately, that's the nature of game development. Oops. Although, you know, compared to other Bethesda games, Skyrim is one of the less buggy ones, which is kind of remarkable. Skyrim is one of the less buggy ones. I hope they're working on a new game engine for Elder Scrolls 5. Not 5, 6. That's Elder Scrolls 6, the next one. I feel like this game engine has been pushed past the point of it being sensible to do so. Because I think even Fallout 4 and Fallout 76 is still using the same engine, basically, just heavily modified. I think it's starting to get out of hand, the bugs in it, and the limitations of the old engine. It's quite noticeable in Fallout 4. Building a new engine costs so much money though. Especially one as ambitious as the Elder Scrolls. is there so much water? Alright, I know the time is up, but I'm gonna just finish punching this because I'm so close to the station here. Don't want to come back next week and have to punch a little bit more. Alright, so remove that. Station is right there. Alright, almost done. Oops. Alright, don't punch upwards. There. I played Fallout New Vegas again not too long ago too. I was just thinking in terms of like enemy variety and specific resistances. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe like Fallout New Vegas does have something going for it there, which the Bethesda developed ones don't. Because there's armor and there's armor piercing, and then you have a trade-off between raw damage and armor piercing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And it's not a non-trivial choice, right? It's not like you can just get a really high damage weapon that doesn't have armor piercing and will just like expect it to punch through. No, you can't do that. You really do have to, like if an enemy has armor, you really do have to use an armor piercing weapon. Whereas if they don't have armor, you want to conserve the armor piercing ammo, because those are like rare and variable. So there's a real strategic, not a real tactical trade-off between raw damage, armor piercing, cost, things like that, which makes it a little more interesting than just getting whatever biggest number weapon you have and just, you know, punching the enemy until they die. Just like that sort of trade-off, that sort of like a tactical complexity would be interesting in the late game. Anyway, enough rambling about Bethesda games for now, and enough dirt punching for today. When we come back in the next time, I lay the cable duct for branch 4-3 Oasis. Alright, I'm out. See you next time.